lot of people are selling their firms because they don't. There's a lot of reporting you need to do if you have a regulated entity. I have not talked to anyone who want in the last few months after um, before they only announced the Article 23 to be enacted very quickly, right? Because the consultation period is it's just 1 month. I have not talked to anyone in the industry who want to set up a new shop in Hong Kong, to be honest, in the last, let's say, 8 weeks or so, because it's not really the place to be anymore. Why? I mean, compared to Singapore, I hope even if Taiwan can um reform their securities, the regulation to make it more friendly, more capital friendly for people to do businesses. Maybe Taiwan is also could be a good place to. But now Singapore is way much better. And then we talk about the top three world financial centers. It's New York, London, and Singapore. It's not Hong Kong anymore. And Hong Kong, it's dropped to I don't know 90 or close to 100 in terms of press freedom.
Yeah, I think what's happening in Hong Kong shows just how badly the West, and particularly the United States, miscalculated the nature of the Chinese Communist Party. The idea was like, okay, let's do business with China because obviously they will make reforms
in order to do business.
in order to do business because money is the goal. Everyone wants money. But the way the Chinese Communist Party has sacrificed Hong Kong shows that for the party, control is far more important than business and money.
Yes, yes, and then there is also a fear factor inside of Hong Kong. Um, back a few years ago, before NSL was enacted, people still speak freely. Of course, there were demonstrations in 2019. The funny thing is that just not long ago, right now we are um, in at the end of the first quarter, beginning of the second quarter, right? Remember in January, the Hong Kong government talked about a public consultation for Article 23. This is done by the Hong Kong government. They say 98.6% of the people in Hong Kong they support Article 23, right? It's it's like back 4 years ago when they talk about who wants the NSL to be enacted. They say almost 3-4 million on the streets. They sign up and say, "Hey, it's good for the country and for Hong Kong." I don't know how they get these figures, but then obviously you see a lot of these data cannot be trusted, and then people on the street they don't want to talk about anything anymore, anything that relates to politics. So what is left for Hong Kong? Can Hong Kong go back to normalcy? Normalcy meaning pre 2019 days, right? It's difficult, but some analysts, whether they're political or just people who are in trading in hedge funds or traditional funds, they see there could be one trigger point that might salvage Hong Kong, which is if the CCP acts in a very illogical way of attacking Taiwan. The presidential inauguration for Taiwan is coming on May 20th, right? If the CCP is doing something really stupid, right, then the whole world can find an excuse really to defend Taiwan. Then the Hong Kong situation could be reversed. I mean, now if you argue in court in the Hong Kong court about what Jimmy Lai has done or what Joshua Wong has done right now, there's almost a zero chance that they could have a even reduced sentence. And oh, by the way, for reducing the sentence, when someone it's a threat to national security, they will have their full term sentence. Usually before Article 23 it's enacted, even with NSL, after you service two-thirds of your sentence, if you behave well, you could get out of jail quicker. Now you can. The authorities could say that you are still a threat, and then you could still be a threat, so you have to receive the full sentence. And even when you get out, you are under high surveillance if you still stay in Hong Kong. And whether you can leave Hong Kong, that's another question. So that applies to everyone. The Article 23 plus NSL, this is like a nuclear bomb to Hong Kongers.
Do you think that you mentioned earlier that John Lee, the chief executive, had said, "Oh, we'll take care of the political situation first, and then we'll take care of the businesses." Like after everything is stable, quote unquote, according to the Hong Kong government and the CCP, then they'll look into reviving the business sector. Do you think that there are businesses who are holding out for that, or do you think everybody pretty much doesn't believe that that's going to happen?
Johnny has a big issue to do what he is doing, like a Terminator of sorts, right? He has to have a strong sense of self denial first. I mean, things that he said, there's a lot of cruelty in it, and then those. I mean, people in in businesses sometimes, they appear to be like pro Beijing because they just want to do businesses, right? Just for the money. But deep down, I think people with a Western education, especially under the colonial influence by the British, I still believe that after 150 years, people still respect a genuine rule of law and press freedom, right? But Hong Kong, right now, even the tycoons, they see their own personal assets is under threat. So companies, they will set their jurisdiction outside of Hong Kong, and then uh, conglomerates, they do diversify. It's not just like just doing real estate, building more flats in Hong Kong because they see the risk. You put all the eggs in one basket. And to be honest, John Lee and also Chris Tang, who is the chief of security, even in my own program, in my own writing, right, I say these guys should have um, mental check by a psychiatrist every 90 days, see whether the guy is still sane. I think these guys are just abnormal. And I mean, if you have someone who is insane to run a so called international city, then everyone is at risk.